Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour. I think this is episode 15 we're on. Excuse the dust. This is our new home on YouTube. We recently got partnered, so we're allowed to live stream and upload longer videos. So we will be having the video podcast directly uploaded, so there is no waiting anymore. You can, come straight here if you don't want to download the episode, or if you just want to watch. If you don't want to listen to the terrible music I put on at the beginning and end of the episodes, you just come straight here. As always, I have Mike Mijas with me. Mike, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Wait, I like your music. I take offense to that. I like your music. I actually look forward to every podcast to hear your opening and closing music. So
and it's always
I'm offended
different.
by.
So
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Different, unique
like
taste.
I like it. It's very unique. It's not gangster rap.
So there is no.
So
Yeah, that's true. I try to keep it clean for people.
You know, I really like the song that you chose for the highlight video that you did from the AGC.
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah, I like that.
that turned out pretty cool. The whole video was really awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, both those trailers you made were pretty.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did you do that? Because I would not know how to do. I wouldn't even know.
Honestly, I kind of just went with it. I opened the program, I looked at it, and I was just like, I'm gonna try some stuff. And
What program was it?
Adobe Premiere 9, Premiere Pro 9, or something like that. I think it's Premiere. That's all I know.
So that was your first ever attempt, first and second attempt?
Yeah, with Premiere at least. I had made maybe like 3 or 4 videos before. So
What's up, Mr. Tuttle?
Mike just saw you walk across the screen. He said hey. But yeah, the good news is, I don't know if you saw it or not, but your video made the underground. Somebody posted it on the underground. His username was Triangulino. And if I had to guess, I'm thinking that is Tom Kozlowski, and I have no idea why, but my prediction is that was Tom Koz posting on the underground. So now we've reached a new level. Not only are we on YouTube, but now we can now the underground is aware of our presence.
Nice. So now the 2 videos you did, how long? How long did all that take? Total time.
I mixed the songs. I cut them up and mixed them up in Audacity, like I usually do with our podcast, and then that took about maybe an hour or something. I had to figure out how I was going to mix the songs without them sounding terrible. Admittedly, the first song, Revolution, and the second song, I Can't Stop, I took the idea from Skrillex's set at Ultra, because that's the exact same way that they did it at the music festival a couple weeks ago. But I did that in Audacity, and then I went to the video editor, and I had all the videos like right there. I had to dig through them though. I had to like really look for some stuff. Obviously, like I explained to somebody before, you can't just not all jiu-jitsu matches are exciting, so not every jiu-jitsu match is going to have a highlight. So I had to really kind of dig for some stuff. That's why some people didn't have their thing in there or whatever, or some parts of it were longer than I wanted them to be. So like in the Xander versus Marcus match, Marcus really survived the guillotine that Xander had him in, and I might as well post the whole video of that at that point, because I wanted the escape and I wanted the attempt too. So that part didn't make it in, but the heel hook battle definitely did. And I'm pretty sure all of Xander's matches made it into that, except for his gi one, because every one of his matches lasted like 30 seconds or less.
Those are nice.
So what you're saying is, if you're not visible on the pod or on the highlight video, that you're not an exciting grappler, and that you're.
I mean,
I think that's what you just told everybody.
I mean, listen.
You might want to take that back.
We only had 2 mats, so
yeah,
maybe your matches just weren't on the mats.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a couple big guys flying around on the other mats, but our cameras weren't on them. And I have to kind of apologize. We can't get every single match on every mat. I wish we could. I wish we had a team that was big enough, and like multiple stations, multiple streaming channels. Like I really wish we could do that, but we're a 3-man team right now. And
send us some cash.
Maybe in the future.
And if you want to volunteer, help out at a tournament,
Yeah, definitely volunteer.
we're open to it. So it's up to you guys to help us out to get as far as we can with the technology, because Stephanies can definitely he can bring it. He's got a pretty good setup. I couldn't figure it out. All I can do is hit the button to switch from camera 1 to 2 to 3, but I would have no idea how to set it up.
I have Paint Shop that came with my computer, and that's about everything I got. So,
Yeah. So
Mike, it's not even called Paint Shop. It's called Paint, man. It's just paint. You don't even know what it's called.
do one of you guys have
back in
something
the
on?
day, back in the day, it was Paint Shop. It sounds like someone has a blow dryer on.
My dad's running his blender. We just got back from the gym, and he has no protein at his house, so he asked me to help him make a protein shake.
Oh,
Nice.
I
Nice.
disappeared for a couple minutes to grab everything for him.
I thought it was something in the. Stephanies, now before we started doing the commentary, we had the camera on. Are you posting those two, or the camera was just on earlier showing matches? We were just moving the camera around.
yeah, I can post
there was
those up.
Yeah, because I think there were the young kids were to our left.
Yeah.
I know Pablo's son was completely to our left, and there were some other matches this way. And I was trying. Actually, Chelsea was moving the camera around. We were trying to, and I know some people wanted to see those. Maybe if you could put those like on another.
Yeah, I can separate those out. Unfortunately, I don't think we know who all the kids are, but I can definitely put the kids matches up. We were having some camera trouble at that time. I was still trying to figure it out, and I had it fixed right before the super fights, thankfully.
Now, are you gonna do each? Are you gonna do each division separate? Are you gonna make a video for the super fights, a video for the no gi advance, a video for the girls, a video for the guys, a video for the absolute? How are you doing that?
I was going to do individual matches, just to so everybody can make it easier to find themselves, and then
Nice.
and then I could do like the entire show if we wanted to put that up.
Yeah.
But I feel like get it, because somebody is isn't patient enough in the Facebook group, so I'm kind of but I'll be working on those tonight till whenever they're all up. I had my last final today, which let's not talk about that.
Why, you don't think you did good?
It's engineering. Nobody does good until they get the grades back.
True.
So I'll be working on those from tonight until I can get them up. And then I will be covering the Kumite on, I think, the 24th or 23rd.
Nice.
The cameras will be there. I know you guys are busy with prior engagements. I'm not sure. We'll try to find commentary. I might even commentate. I have a couple people that'll work cameras for me, so the center camera will actually be a little more dynamic, as well as the side cameras. And if you end up at the Kumite, you might end up on the mats again.
So I guess my question is, what for anyone that is thinking about possibly contacting us to set up at their event, what all do you need to be able to stream an event live?
So it depends on the stream provider. So we need, when you stream stuff, or when you even want to watch things that are live streamed or listen to things that are live streamed, there's certain ports that need to be opened. A lot of universities, a lot of schools, they close those ports. I don't know why colleges do it, because that's just stingy. I know colleges have more than enough money in their tech department to handle that, but let's just say there's a bad experience at Duquesne with that. You would not be able to watch our shows there. So you need ports. You need certain ports opened. You need the gateway set up right, stuff like that. As long as my computer is allowed to access those things, then we can do the live stream. How Copley did for us, they set a specific setting for a username and password they gave us, and we were the only person with that username and password, so that allowed us to hit all the places we needed to stream out, and it seemed pretty smooth. Early in the morning it was kind of rocky, but it leveled out after a bit.
Yeah, it seemed like it was okay after a while. It seemed like it was pretty good.
So yeah.
So what's our next podcast crew? What's the besides the Kumite? What are we thinking of doing next?
There's the submission only AGC.
That's Columbus in June, correct?
I think so.
I probably won't be able to do that.
We've got May 31st in Morgantown. I'm trying to figure out if there's internet access for us. It's in a mall. I don't know if they have free Wi-Fi or not. I think it might be. I'm not sure if it's possible or not. I'll have to try and get a hold of somebody from the Mountaineer Mall to see if we'd be able to stream from there.
I'm sure they'd let us. The tournament, the Street Fighter tournament I went to a couple weeks ago, that's in a mall. I mean, the mall's pretty much empty, but still, the mall lets us pretty much do whatever, as long as we don't tear something up. So hopefully, they allow us the same privilege at the Morgantown Mall, and we can cover that too.
Well, it's pretty empty too. It's like it's a zombie mall. There used to be a Walmart there.
I've been to that mall.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Ever since the Walmart left, like 6 years ago, like slowly one by one, like everything in the mall shut down. Like even
Damn you, Walmart.
I know there was a Goodwill, and the Goodwill shut down. And the Goodwill runs off of free donated clothes. So like if you're selling a product that you got for free and you can't pay your rent, like there's something seriously wrong.
If Goodwill shuts down, it's it's game
you-
over. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's
The only thing
things
that's in that
things are
mall
looking
is
good.
like a women's only fitness, a pole dancing fitness place,
sounds about right.
a 24-hour fitness place, and Ground Zero fighting systems. So it's like a mall full of gyms.
That's like the Cincinnati Mall. The Cincinnati Mall, the first time we went out to this place for these tournaments, we walked in the wrong side of the mall because we saw all these cars, and we're like, why are all these cars here? And we walk in, and there's an MMA class going on, right? I'm just like, this is the most random thing ever. So, I think MMA place, and there's a movie theater in it, and the arcade are the only things keeping that place open. So talk about empty malls. I don't know. I guess every city has one of those.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky.
So
What do you call it? What do you call? Dustin announced at the tournament that he's going to do AGC in Pittsburgh in September.
Yeah, I saw that. It'd be nice to get that there.
Yeah, it'd be real nice. I'd like to do that one. Definitely, it's only an hour away. I'd like to do. That'd be a nice one to do. That'd be
Yeah, it's close to home. Should be pretty big. How many people did he give a number on how many people were at the AGC this time?
I haven't heard a
I
figure
don't know,
yet.
but I'm gonna say it was a pretty big one. I'm gonna say I've never seen that many people at a local tournament. That's pretty that was a pretty
It was
full
big.
house. That was
And that's not even counting kids.
Yeah, that was and I think if he does it in Pittsburgh, I think it'll be twice the amount of people. What do you guys think?
I think so. I think I think a lot of the time Pittsburgh people don't like to come to Ohio, and Ohio people don't like to come to Pittsburgh. So, if there's one way to get them there, then maybe this is it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be twice the amount. And let's talk about we had our first at least the first for me at a local tournament, first standing
Standing
Oh
ovation.
yeah, the standing ovation.
standing ovation. That was I'm still a little stunned by that. That was pretty I mean, it was a great match. So that match deserved a standing ovation. We're talking about Pablo and Tonin. It was a great match, and I just never seen a standing ovation. And it wasn't just a couple claps. It was a continuous standing
everybody.
ovation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going for a while. They had a great match. They had just off the beginning of the match there was that was it off the bat? Did he have the headlock off the bat?
That was
Well,
against
he,
Stutzman.
He got that front headlock a couple times, but Gary was able to pop out of it.
Yeah.
I think he started baiting him with it towards the end to try and catch him on a bad shot because he was using it pretty well. That guillotine looked super tight.
Yeah, that was tight. He had that. It was
that
it was
Marcelo
brutal. It was-
configuration.
Yeah, it was, but he got out of it to Pablo's
Yeah.
credit. He got out of it. Is that? I don't know. That looked. I don't know. I would have tapped. That was
And
that was
Pablo's a
that was
tough
pretty
dude.
tight. Yeah, Pablo's I mean, for 39 years old, and we said Gary's what? How old's Gary?
22.
That's
God,
That's
he's younger than
insane.
me. He's like living
that
the
is
dream.
insane. That is insane. 22 versus 39. And to Pablo's credit, I was talking to Pablo. I think Pablo should do more super fights like that because boy still got it in him. That boy still has it.
Yeah.
At 39 years old, and he's still kicking hard.
I mean,
He
that was,
definitely needs to kick up more.
He went 10 minutes and he barely slowed down. and you know,
Yeah.
Tonan's a world-class black belt, and you know, they ended up in overtime. So it was, you know, it wasn't even like a slow match either. It was, you know, it was a fast-paced match the whole time.
Oh
And
yeah.
I like how Gary was getting inverted. I like doing that too. I like getting inverted from standing to go for those legs.
Hmm.
And I remember at one point he got in on his legs. Pablo got out, and then Pablo figure forward his legs, and then Tony switched it around from a toe hold, I believe, to a knee bar.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
was
it was
that
when
was
Pablo went to defend one of Gary's attacks that like he just used his defense and just transitioned right into the finish.
how much time was left in the match?
You know, I don't really know. I don't know
Because
what the overtime
yeah,
period
I don't
was.
know.
Like
I don't
I
know if it.
didn't
Yeah,
I don't know if they announced it. Like I mean, I for some reason I thought that they said they were going to do like another like 2 minutes of overtime or something like that.
Yeah,
But
there was 2 minutes added to the clock.
yeah,
yeah. Look back at the
so
time. I don't know because maybe if there was only a couple more seconds, who knows if
yeah.
it's I don't I don't know if it was I don't know if it wa- if he I don't know if he even got an advantage for going that submission. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't. I was so into the match.
I,
I wasn't even thinking about like an advantage. I was
I
just like,
was I
oh,
wasn't
what's gonna
keeping
happen?
track of the points.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, is Pablo
I
gonna
had no
get out?
idea.
Is he gonna get him? I was you know.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I remember is that Gary almost had the mount and like he transitioned right into like a submission attempt off of it and he didn't
yeah,
stabilize the mount to get mount
yeah,
points. And like if he had, you know, if he had waited a couple more seconds, you know, it wouldn't have ended up in overtime and he would have gotten the points for the mount. But, you know,
yeah.
he's just always going for the kill. You know, he probably wasn't even thinking about points at, at that time and he was just, you know, he was just after the submission.
Well, now, but I remember what was the first 5 minutes? There were no points. It was like ADCC rules, and
Right.
then the next 5 minutes were points.
Yep.
And that
Yeah, but
was,
the mount was definitely like beyond the you know beyond the point scoring period because Pablo had already gotten his 2 points for that takedown, and then I don't remember how they ended up in that position, but you know they were all over the place.
yeah, it was crazy. And we saw a lot of guillotines. We saw a lot of head and
Hmm.
arm, and we saw arm in and arm out guillotines. There were a lot popping throughout the day. There were a lot of arm in and arm out. It's the guillotine's coming back, man. The guillotine is it's making a comeback.
You know what I didn't see a lot of though were many rear naked chokes.
No,
Like they
I
uh,
saw.
I think we saw or one or two in the girls matches. That was
yeah,
about it.
very few overall. You know, for
Yeah.
such like a dominant move, it was just, you know, I'm not saying that it, you know, it doesn't work or it, you know, it's just weird that it
It's
just
hard to
didn't
get
happen.
people in at a higher level.
Yeah,
I don't know. Cody's rear naked choked me before, so
I cheated. It was your teeth.
whatever. It's still a choke. It's still a choke. It's still a choke. It's still a choke. So what we had a black belt match.
Yeah,
It
It
was
was
there,
Darren Branch's first official match as a black belt
and he
in the
won.
and
gi.
I believe it was Bill's also.
Oh, it was.
I was talking to him. I think he said that. I gotta make sure. I don't want to say, but I think it was his first matches. I think it was both their first matches as black belt.
And that was it was Bill Jones out of Cuyahoga Falls. He's a black belt.
Yeah.
Um, Now that was pretty cool because you know, I really like Bill's game. You know, I had never seen him before. I'd never met him.
hmm
Super
Yeah,
nice
that
guy.
was the first time. Yeah, really nice guy.
And he was like it was interesting to watch because you know he was like real relaxed. You know, he was fighting for some grips standing, and he was doing a real good job of like grip fighting with Darren. And it looked like a real like you know like real basic approach that he
Yeah,
was taking, and it was working real well for him. He almost
yeah,
hit
it
like
was
a
working good.
sacrifice throw into a loop choke.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty slick.
I know.
Um,
Before the match, we were looking at the size advantage. We're like,
oh
okay,
yeah, yeah,
Darren has to be what 145 pounds,
yeah. Maybe
maybe.
150
Yeah,
tops.
yeah. And I'm gonna say Bill was
250, 240.
two.
I mean,
Yeah,
at least like
yeah,
230. Because I'm at like 215 right now, and Bill was bigger than me.
yeah. But in the match, Bill really never used his size. He never really
No,
he didn't
no,
he didn't
not at
try to
all.
bulldog him. He didn't try to bum rush him. He didn't really. He was.
Very,
I mean, he was yanking on collars, but he wasn't putting all his weight. It was a very jiu-jitsu. It was one of my favorite matches.
he was
Was the black belt match? Yeah,
very technical
yeah.
approach.
it was a nice match. It was and then Darren went for a wrist lock.
Oh, that wrist lock looked nasty. I talked to Bill
I
about that afterwards.
Yeah,
He said that he felt it coming, and
yeah.
he started to defend like
It was
before
really
it got
armpit,
locked on. But
yeah,
God, that was
yeah.
it looked like it was pretty tight.
Yeah, I want to talk to Darren about that. That was pretty sneaky. I liked it.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice. So Stephanie, you're gonna make those all separate matches, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna cut them up,
Yeah.
make them
Yeah, like
separate, and I'll
Now
put them all up.
we had a pretty good camera angle on that wrist lock because Darren was
yeah,
actually like facing us when we hit it.
yeah.
So
It
when
was
that
right
match
on.
goes up, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about. He used like an overhook on Bill's
You'll
like
hear us.
underhook.
You'll
and
hear us.
just,
You'll hear us talking about it because we're both like, "Ooh, look at that."
yeah, yeah.
We were both in awe. We were both in awe. And what? Stutzman's first match against Darren. I was shocked. He was I guess Darren was on his side, and right away he just had his hand here. He had him around his head, and right away I guess Darren just moved his hand, and right away he just sunk in the the guillotine, and then and then and then first Pablo did that first same guillotine to Stutzman.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry,
was that was pretty
yeah,
unexpected.
yeah, that was it was but it's the power of that guillotine. If it gets just right, it's you really don't have a choice but to tap. It doesn't. You really can't really defend this part once the hands and arms are under here, and you don't have time to tuck your chin in, and these are people that have put this move on thousands of times, so the hand is automatically
Yeah.
goes right there. So it's really hard to defend. It's really hard to defend.
Well, he said too
And then-
later that that's a one-time thing. If someone sees you do it before, they're gonna defend it the next time. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. But I like the way Darren started his match out against Tony. He shot in that double leg, and he was boom. He shot in hard on that double leg. It was nice. I was like, ooh, Darren's coming after. It was boom. He shot in. He had that double leg. He and took him down. It was
If you watch,
Darren's wrestling looked pretty sharp. He
Yeah,
he
real
shot
sharp.
he shot on Bill. He was using that
Yeah.
that arm drag to set up his takedown real well. I thought that looked real smooth.
yeah. I
And-
like
and
Darren's
they,
wrestling. It's really nice.
in the video from the far side of the mat that my friend Donald was working the camera, when you see Darren take Gary down, you can see Dustin in the back, and there's a visible reaction from Dustin, like he
Oh,
like
yeah.
he like dropped his head, like and looked wide-eyed. It was
Yeah.
pretty funny. I caught that when I was editing the video. I was just like, oh, I didn't see that before.
Nice. And then we had we got the men's advanced no gi we got on mat 2, and we had the men's brown belt, which was nice. Tom Cause hit that
The
hit-
balloon
hit
sweep.
the balloon sweep. That was really nice. He got on Dan, and Dan was actually I think Dan
Laughing.
cussed him out afterwards. They were laughing. Dan told him.
Yeah.
I think Dan told him to fuck off or something.
Yeah.
But they know each other. It was all fun. It was and actually Dan, his first brown. I think he hurt his foot.
Yeah, his ankle. He like rolled his ankle.
Yeah, so he fucked up his ankle off the bat. So he was already fighting. He was already had trouble. But he went on to win the men's masters advanced, and I think he leg locked everyone.
Yeah, he had a lot of.
I was catching
that
out the
was
corner of my eye.
that was one of the divisions I wish we would have been able to get
Yeah,
some
some
video
camera,
footage of, but
yeah.
I could see it.
I
from
think you
across
might hear
the
us
mat.
talking about it. You might hear us talking about the matches.
Yeah,
And
in
I think
between
we
we
spin
try
the
to get a
camera. I think
couple
we
of it.
I think we spin the camera a couple times. I'm like, oh, Dan's up, and I think he just got a leg lock. We're
Yeah,
playing with the camera too. But yeah, he went against that brown belt from
Vitor's gym.
from Vitor's gym, and then he hurt his leg. That was a nice match. They were going at it. They were going
Yeah,
at
it
it.
was a close one.
That was a nice match. Going at it.
Now, speaking of Vitor's gym, how awesome would it have been if Vitor was competing there that day, and we would have gotten to see Gary Tonin, who fights at middleweight black belt, versus third in the world Vitor Oliverio.
That would have been nice. That would have been real nice. That would have been real nice. But you know what? There were so many good matches that is. I don't know. I was impressed, especially for where we're at. That many high level matches. That was pretty nice. But it would have been nice to see Gary and Vitor throw down. That would have been nice to see.
gotta wait for the worlds for that.
I guess we gotta wait for the world.
Well, he said he's not doing worlds this year, so I don't know if he's doing no gi worlds, but he's definitely not doing the gi worlds at the end of the month. Couple guys that were competing said that they were doing the worlds, like Dominic Guarini. I guess Alex Hardwood, who filled up our highlight video. I guess he's doing worlds. So, and I don't know, is Darren's student that grappled Hardwood a couple times?
Marcus?
Is he doing it as well? Marcus, yeah.
I like to see Marcus now. I was really impressed with Marcus.
Yeah, for sure. But Guarini said that he was doing it for sure. So that'll be cool to see some local guys competing at the worlds.
And Dominic jumps on. I think he jumps on later in the day. He actually helps out.
He filled some good airtime, and he really helped out with a bunch of names.
And he's doing some other show. He's doing some other show where he's going to interview. He's interviewing some big names in BJJ. So we might do a little cross with him. He told me he might get some big names here in the future. So he might get us some outside guys. So we're definitely going to work with him. And what was nice, he did the weigh-in, so he knew everyone's names.
Yeah. That helps. There was no Jose Aldo or shirtless guy.
I think we did make a couple names there and here. We think we did make a couple.
But shirtless Nogi guy was not there.
Yeah, that would have been cool to have him there. That would have liked to see some.
Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah, no, that guy's awesome.
Oh, you mean the one that Rob Sullivan broke his knee like?
No, just the generic shirtless Nogi
guy that's ripped and pumped up.
Yeah. Actually, I think Brian Cowan has some history with that guy. If that's the guy I'm thinking of. But
no, I mean it's just any guy that shows up without a shirt.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I had to grapple with shirtless Nogi guy like this time last year.
As long as he doesn't look like me, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, he was ripped and he was shirtless, and I was really wishing he'd had like a rash guard on, but
I don't like rolling with guys without shirts. It's very
well, it was weird because
it's very ancient grease.
I saw him warming up, and I was like, "Fuck, this guy's not gonna wear a shirt." And I was like thinking about it, and I was like, "I haven't grappled anyone shirtless in like a long time." So it was kind of awkward, but I just jumped on his foot, and luckily I didn't have to touch his chest or any of that stuff. So I just avoided it completely. We didn't even give him a chance to get his sweat all over me.
Now I like tournaments where they require you to wear a rash guard.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that because I don't like the whole. I don't want this guy right here just all his belly buttons lit coming in my face. I'm not down with that.
That's right.
Put a shirt on. So
it's a good rule. It's a good rule. I think spandex is okay, but you should also have a shirt on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you're in shape, spandex is okay. Spandex on me.
Well, if you have a shirt on, as long as everything else.
You saw that meme I made. So.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was me. I'm guilty of that.
It was funny. Some people got offended. They were.
I didn't get offended. I just realized that this includes me. That's about me. So
it's just the tight shorts, and then I don't know. It's another one of those things that's all up in your grill and
going north south in spandex.
Yeah. I mean, I wear spandex underneath my shorts. Like I wear like the long the spats and stuff, and
I just forget the shorts. They get in the way.
Stephanie, you bust out the spandex? You down with that? You down with that?
No, I have a couple rash guards, but I'm not wearing spats. You won't see me in spats anytime soon.
I bought a pair of spats. They aren't like official spats or anything like that, but they're from East Bay. Like the athletic clothing company.
I have some spats. I have some spats from East Bay.
They were really nice. They were only like $15.
They're cheap. They're cheap.
Yeah, they were only like $15, and I got like 2 pairs. They have like 1,000 colors. I wore them at the Gary Tonin seminar. It was the first time I'd worn them under my shorts. But yeah, they were really nice. I liked them.
I wear them at a lot of tournaments. I wear the spats with the shorts. It's
I had like a pair of like cold weather, like like they're like spandex, but they were like for cold weather. I wore them to go skiing and stuff. I wore those under my gi a lot when I was training in Morgantown in the winter because like the zombie mall didn't have heat, so I wore them under the gi. But I hadn't done that in a while.
Well, that's now the spats without the shorts. I think is even freakier than.
It's a weird look.
The first time I saw that was my first competition in Pittsburgh, and Mark Cherico was wearing them. He was wearing the Sakuraba spats, the blue, purple, red, and yellow.
Oh, with all I think everyone's been busting those lately. I've been seeing everyone wearing those. Yeah.
That's the first
See,
time I
and
seen
none
that.
of that. And none of that. I think you should wear a cup when you're
When you're wearing
when
spats.
when you're wearing spats or those that
Well,
because it's
that's where it gets awkward for me. Like
yeah,
I was lucky enough to like find a pair where you can't
yeah.
see anything, but there are plenty out there where like it's like showing way too much, and
Yeah, and
they're
I like deep half, and I don't want that like right on my. You know, I don't want that right. I don't want to get
No mushroom
sitting on
stains.
your forehead.
I don't want to get spat bagged.
No,
There's
God.
tea bag. I don't want to get spat bagged. I don't. You know, when I'm under there, I don't want. You know, I'd rather have that hard cup. I want the cup to be hard, hitting me in that. All right, we're getting a little crazy.
We're off topic.
So I was at work this week. My regional manager was in it. Hey, how many times in your life, Mike, has somebody said I've got a friend that fights that UFC stuff or that does UFC or fights? Like, I mean, what is that? Like once a week? Pretty much everybody.
And they always guarantee. No, he was in the UFC. He was definitely in the UFC.
Yeah.
He was
Right, he is a UFC fighter, and you're like, well, I
Yeah.
mean, he might have fought. So anyway, my regional manager, we got a new regional manager like I don't know, like 4 months ago, something like that, and he's been telling me about his buddy that fought or fought in the UFC that fights UFC, and he's kind of like he's a funny guy, so I just figured like okay, yeah, whatever, kind of just humored him. So he was in yesterday. And he pulled out his phone. He was like, "Hey Doc, you got a minute to watch this?" And he just like handed me his phone. This video is playing, and I didn't know what he was showing me, but it was his buddy that was fighting. And all of a sudden, like it zooms in, and this dude is punching Igor Vovchanchin in the head in a bare knuckle, no rules, no time limit fight. And like I looked at him and I was like, "Dude, is that Igor Vovchanchin that he's fighting?" And he's like, "Yeah, look, he's digging his chin into Igor's eye right now. Look at that shit." I was like, holy shit. Like, that is the first time in my entire life that hey, my buddy fights and does that fighting stuff has actually panned out to a legit story. And I looked the guy's name up. His name's Nick Nutter. And he had seven pro fights, and 2 of them were against Igor Vovchanchin. And the one that I watched was in Israel. I was like, that is insane.
Yep. IVC.
So
International Valley Tudo Championship. I met him 15, 16 years ago at the Hammer House in Columbus.
I was going to ask if you knew him.
Yeah, I know Nick. I mean, no, I met him. I met him at the Hammer House.
Yeah, right.
And that guy, it seems like they had him fighting, like Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr. They had him fighting constantly. And back then, they were still doing matches. No holds barred. That's when I used to fight without the gloves. I'm sorry, without the gloves. That's when I used to fight.
The match that I saw with Igor, like he was headbutting Igor on the ground. He was on top of him throwing headbutts and like
it was,
knees to the head.
It was I don't know whatever became of Nick. I'm gonna say that he's probably have some serious like brain damage because they were fighting forever back then. Like you have to watch these Nick Nutter fights against Vovchanchin. They were brutal.
It was a 24-minute fight. Like that's a scary dude.
At one point, Nick had him against the cage, and Igor was going like this. He was going down and hitting him with his head. And what Igor used to do, he used to punch, and he used to punch around the head. It's one of the most. He would never punch the head. He'd come around, and always it was a weird, but it was very brutal. And you can see Nick's face was like disformed toward the end. It was all. But they had him fighting a lot. They had him fighting in Brazil in those IVCs, International Valley Tudo Championship. That's what it was. That was but Nick never fought in the UFC though. He never fought in the UFC.
Hey, I'll count that as an accurate story.
Yeah, for someone that doesn't know, that's pretty accurate. But I don't know whatever happened to Nick. I'd like to.
Well, the guy lives up in like Massillon or like Fairlawn, somewhere up in that area, and I guess Nick lives like right next to him. So I guess he's doing okay.
Maybe we'll get him on the show one day now. Even though we're not an MMA show.
I know, but
we're not.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, I guess the guy knew like Coleman and Randleman and hung out with all those guys, and I was like, wow, that is definitely not what I expected from this story.
Yeah.
Everybody likes some history, though.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, that was a rough crew. That was I heard as I used to go to Ohio State back in the day, and I used to hear some crazy stories about how Kevin Randleman would walk down High Street and they would just knock people out.
Right. My regional manager was talking about how Randleman would
It's like crazy.
always try and start fights when they were out at clubs.
Yeah.
So that makes
This is
sense.
sorry. I know a couple girls that hooked up with Randleman back in the day, and she was telling me that they were walking down the street, and he just some dude just said something, he just laid him out, and I was like, wow, that's great. I know that one day we went to the Hammer House, I was just starting, and I was super intimidated. I was just like, oh my god, there's Mark Coleman. We were just everyone was just like, oh my god, it's Mark Coleman. And Did you see that Mark Coleman had his Pride Grand Prix trophy for sale on eBay?
Yeah.
You
Well,
see that?
he didn't own it. Because
Oh.
I'm kind of into the whole like MMA memorabilia stuff. I kind of like follow that a little bit. I'm into the whole like Japanese pride poster thing.
I have some Dan Severn stuff.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Dan
But yeah, anyway, that got posted in like a Facebook group that I was in, and I guess he hasn't owned that for a while. He sold it a while back. He sold the check too, that giant check that they gave him, and he sold the trophy, and whoever bought it from him was like selling it secondhand. So,
Wow.
I had a Kevin Randleman story that medical sales rep that works with my dad used to live with Kevin Randleman in Columbus, and he said that like sometimes instead of walking down the steps to go outside, Randleman would just jump out of his second-story window because he could.
That sounds about accurate with all the other stories I heard about Kevin in
Yeah,
Columbus.
he said he was like the most athletic person he's ever met in his entire life, and he said instead of walking down the steps, sometimes he would just open his window and jump out.
I'll send you.
I'm a big Kevin man. I love his energy, man. His energy was.
Yeah,
Remember when he knocked out Krokop? That was insane.
that was insane.
That was one of my.
Well, then-
or when he suplexed
Yeah.
Fedor.
Killed
That's
Fedor.
another one. Yeah, that was I don't know how he survived that. So, where's Jiu-Jitsu show? Why are we talking MMA? Because it's funny. Because
It's
funny.
local.
It's funny.
'Cause it's
It's
local.
local. Because it's local. It's local. It's local. It's local.
well, like all the old MMA stories are more interesting than a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff today. Like a lot of these guys are like athletes now. It's just like talking about old sports in general. People. Who cares about the Super Bowl now? Like talk about like the Immaculate Reception, 50 years ago in football or something.
I don't even know who fights in the UFC anymore. I don't even know.
Man, I do not follow MMA, and because people at work are like, "Hey, did you see who fought this week?" And I'm just like, "Oh, yeah." Then I don't know what I'm talking about. For some people, think that because
If someone rips a heel hook, if
I
someone
don't
rips a heel hook, I post it on Mike's wall, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, someone would tell me, "Hey, did you see that heel hook?" It's usually for heel hooks. I tune in, but now that Paula Harris has got kicked out of the UFC, there's really no more heel hooks.
I watched his World Series of fighting title fight. Did you
And he
you
got a
see
heel
that?
hook.
He
Yeah, he got a
turned
heel
that.
hook.
He turned an omoplata into a heel hook somehow.
Heel hook, yeah, that was-
How does that work?
yeah.
Those are two different
And,
limbs.
It shouldn't.
and it looks
It
like he held
shouldn't.
that one a little long too. Didn't he hold that one a little extra long too?
Yes, he did.
It's I don't know. I don't know why that guy does that. There's an interview on remember when he did in Abu Dhabi against Dave Avalon? He did it against
Yeah.
Dave Avalon in Abu Dhabi, and then Dave Avalon has a long interview afterwards. You can find that on YouTube, and they were just talking about afterwards that when he went to shake the guy's hand, he smacked his. I guess that's how he shakes. When he goes to hug you, he tomahawks your back and.
He's just wired weird, man. Like he's missing something. One of those chromosomes just isn't there. He's wired differently than the rest of us.
I mean, that's what a lot of people have said. So
But the thing about it is, I guess for MMA, it's I guess you go until the ref takes you off.
Mm-hmm.
Technically,
Yeah.
I think that's what made him look bad. That every single time the rep had to literally just not take him off,
Peel
rip
him off. Yeah.
peel him off.
I mean, the second that the ref touches your body, you should be aware, like, okay, it's over. I'm gonna let go.
Yeah.
And that's what, as an MMA referee, that's what I'm looking to do is make some sort of contact so that the guy knows, okay, it's time to stop.
they used to tackle you in Pride.
Yeah, I know. That's what they used to. What do you call it? There was supposed to be a Dean Lister versus Paula Harris super fight, and that fell through. Remember that?
Yep,
It was
Yeah,
sometime last year.
it was right after the ban.
Yeah, that's
And while they're
hopefully
going,
we can hopefully we get to see that on Metamorphs 4.
Yeah. So if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, they just picked up Johnny Manziel for football because a bunch of my people just exploded on my Facebook and sorry.
Yeah, I, I'm. I live with a
I'm
bunch of people.
I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so that's exciting for Cleveland. But anyways, back to Paula Harris. I'd like to see him in the Abu Dhabi coming up. I'd like to see him. You know, he's still a young guy. I'd like to see him in the Abu Dhabi. Where's the next Abu Dhabi? Is it in?
I don't know if the location's been announced or not. But I was oh, they have. I need to follow it more.
I'll go.
Yeah. There was a guy from Cincinnati that won the trials in Israel.
Oh yeah, it wasn't the trials. It was that Robbie Maloff from GF
Yeah,
team.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It was it wasn't the Israel trials. That was a kind of like the thing that they did in West Virginia, and the event that they did in New York where Gary grappled DJ. It was just like ADCC's regional promotion. So that was I think that was an ADCC just like regional tournament in Israel. Okay. And they had Robbie Maloff do a super fight, but I think he beat a black belt.
Oh, I thought it was one of those to get the ticket to go to the.
I don't think it was because you have to in order to win the ticket, you have to be from the country that you win the trials in. So like, you know, the Brazilians living in America couldn't compete in the trials. You know, the one that was in Columbus, you know, like Vitor was there, but you know, he could have easily won because he's awesome. But you know, since he's from Brazil, he has to compete in Brazil.
Yeah. Well, that's still pretty awesome that someone local won.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy that awesome. You know he ended up flying all the way out to Israel.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. What do you call it? So yeah, I do. I'd love to know. I'm pretty sure it's announced where the next one is, don't they? Especially if it's.
You have a location yet, Stephanie's?
Nope. I didn't know I was supposed to be looking this up, honestly.
On it.
We'll find it. We'll post it.
I was, you know, as excited as I was for the last of ADCC, I was disappointed when I heard that Paharis wasn't going to be in it because I was really looking forward to that.
Oh, and
I really
Cyborg,
didn't expect.
I heard Cyborg already pulled out of his super fight in ADCC. Really? I thought I read that he has a real bad injury. So something must be already announced. There must be a date
like
set.
2 year, an injury to put you out for like 2 years, because it's not going to be another year and a half at least.
Speaking,
I'm gonna have to do some Googling after this.
Let's see. June 21st.
That doesn't make sense.
June 21st, ADCC Eastern European Open. May 31st, Moldova Open. May 17th,
look for
Montenegro.
2015. Look for like the world World Championships like 2015. See if there's anything. Those are all like their regional like promotion type groups.
The only the latest upcoming thing they have is June 21st, the European Open. Speaking of bad injuries keeping you out for a while, the second to last, well, it was the last match.
No,
of the
the
day.
very last match.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the second to last match. I think the winner of that would go against Gary in the.
No, the weird thing was it wasn't even the winner of that. The guy that got hurt had already secured his spot in the finals of the absolute division.
Mm-hmm.
That was his weight class. So he was like jumping back and forth between his weight class and the absolute.
Mm.
So he won his semifinal in the absolute, said, "Hold on, let me go do the final with my weight class," and then he got hurt.
Mm.
Yeah, I watched the video after, and what happened was it was the other guy went for a takedown and he put his hand behind his knee, and his foot stayed planted instead of picking up. So the knee closed completely over the hand, and the hand, I think, popped the knee out or pried it out.
So did the patella dislocate?
I don't know. It's a big lump. Like,
yeah, looking from where I was at, it kind of looked like the guy's patella slid laterally, like off of where it should be. You know, it just kind of floats there. I had a friend in dental school who had like an old football injury, and every time that he would get drunk, he'd end up like falling, and his patella wasn't like secured in place very well, so it would just like pop off to the side, and then he'd like roll around and scream in pain while somebody just pushed it back in place.
Mm.
And that's kind of what it looked like from where I was sitting. It could be something completely different, but
And he was on his cell phone, wasn't he?
They gave him a cell
yeah,
phone.
by
He was
the
calling
end,
somebody.
by the end, he seemed to be okay. You know, he was on the phone.
I don't think he was taking a selfie. I think he was.
I think he was
I don't know if
calling.
okay is the right word, but
Uh,
you know, he wasn't like screaming the
that
whole
did
time.
that looked pretty. But they were. But the guy that beat him technically wasn't he supposed to go against Tonin in that final match?
100 pounds less than him. He looked really good.
Hold up, I'll screen.
Yeah. Speaking of that
screenshot this.
absolute, Gary's match against the Evolve fighter Bukovic, I believe is his last name. Remember the absolute?
His first round match, yeah.
Yeah, he had the white rash guard on. That match
Yep.
was really nice. He right off the bat, he caught Gary with a anaconda choke.
Yeah, Gary
Incredible.
Gary was in that for a little while, yeah.
There's the
There's
knee.
that picture. Ooh, oh
Dude's
my God,
impossible to tap though.
Yeah, I could see.
Right
I
there.
can see the knee. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
So
It's
we had Gary at our gym the night before the tournament, and he started off by showing a bunch of submission escapes, which is obviously something he's really good at, and then he was showing some of his footlock setups, and then he bounced back into like footlock escapes. So he was covering like heel hook escapes, and then near the end. He had me put him in like a completely like locked on heel hook, and he was like, "All right, now I'm gonna get out of this, and you're gonna try and break my knee." And I was like,
That's a nice strategy. It's a.
it was a little weird, I was like, so just like go for it, and he said, just go as hard as you can, and I'm gonna get out of it. And it lasted about 2 seconds, and he was out. And then he had. Then he had me put him in 50-50 and lock on, the inverted heel hook, which is even more dangerous. Same thing. He had me do it like twice each way.
Yeah, that's
Nothing.
like the
Not even
that's like
close.
the death kiss heel hook
Yep.
when it's inverted. It's a.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's freaky. That's a. I've been in tournaments where I've had people in heel hooks where I hear it crack and they still don't tap and they just look at me like
I ref some of your
I
matches.
don't care about my health.
And I heard it. I heard the tiny little ligaments just snapping.
Yeah. I
like
hate
twigs.
that. I hate that noise. It actually it's I hate that because one thing I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt anybody when I roll. I don't.
Wants to hurt everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt anybody.
I don't know how many times I've seen guys walk or limp away after a match with Mike.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I really don't. I really, honestly, God, I really don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anyone to be hurt. I guess some people just, they're not expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like an inexperienced thing, but
Yeah.
any time that I know what happens, and it's not the World Championships, so I'm gonna tap pretty quick.
I tapped for the first time to heel hook at the West Virginia.
In Morgantown, yeah, November.
Yeah, I let the guy put me in it. I got a little arrogant. I was like, "Go ahead, put me in it. You're not gonna." But he got it just right, and I was like, "Okay, tap. That's I'd like to walk home to my children." So it was
And then what do you know? 6 months later, you have a jiu-jitsu induced stroke, and now you can't even walk anymore.
I have not rolled in 3 weeks.
You must be jonesing.
I'm having nightmares at night. I'm having like I posted a video of the Hulk calling the puny human video. And I honestly got 3 weeks in the last 16 years. I've never gone 3 weeks without rolling. But Tuesday, I'm getting an epidural in my back. So
Telling you,
Is
man.
that what they give pregnant women?
yes. I'm fat enough to be pregnant. So they're putting a needle straight into my back, and they said that once I get it, I'll be good to go.
Magic.
So Wednesday I should be rolling. I'm very excited. And Saturday I sign up for a competition somewhere. No, I won't.
I made it 5 months without rolling. So
That's crazy.
Me
That's
too.
crazy. That's crazy. I have to. If I don't roll next week, I'm gonna lose my mind, and It's getting to me. It's getting to me, and I get really jealous when I see people posting themselves rolling or competing. I have really bad jealousy with jujitsu. It's a sickness. When I see someone
Jiu-jitsu
rolling,
jealousy.
I tell, oh, that's awesome, but inside I'm like, fuck you. I wanna be rolling. So it really pisses me off. But anyways, no, I was reading online. I think Darren. Speaking of Darren, he has a super fight coming up. He has a super fight at the end of the month.
Yeah, I saw that
Uh,
earlier today.
I thought I saw that he has a
Who's
super
he
fight.
competing against?
It's the Kelly Williams Memorial Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Tournament.
Oh, you know who's running that?
It says hosted by Rob Smith. That is.
Yeah, that guy. You know who that guy is.
Oh, the ref that when you
Yeah.
got dumped on your head. Oh,
That's that that was that shitty tournament that we went to last year. If you're listening to this, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour does not recommend competing at that tournament.
that's right. Wait, didn't that gym?
The gym closed, but the gym was just like the location. The host of the
Oh.
tournament was that ref. The ref is the
Oh.
guy that's putting like he runs the Pennsylvania Grappling Challenge, and it
Oh, I
was
saw him
poorly.
up there. I think I saw him up there. I
Yeah.
saw him up
It-
there.
He competed in Morgantown back in November. He lost to a blue belt. Yeah,
I mean, I lose the blue belts all the time, but I'm still a white belt. So
but you're not a brown belt, right?
That's
you're not
true.
you didn't have 100 pounds on the guy, did you?
mm,
I
No.
lose to white belts all the time. I lose to everybody, but I suck.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, it's
I-
Darren Branch versus Oh, he's going against O'Brien.
I actually, you know what? I guess I was the one that probably set that up because O'Brien asked me how the how the lighter weight guys looked, and I was like, well, Darren Branch is awesome, and he's like 140, so I guess he took that and ran with it. So indirectly, I set
You're
that
behind
up.
That, huh? You're like the
Yeah.
Don King of Jiu-Jitsu. Very nice.
Yeah, because he was telling me like that the guy, that Rob guy, was having trouble like finding him a match for the super fight, and if they couldn't find anybody, like he was going to grapple like some blue belt from Rob's gym, which
Yeah, I
didn't
see
really
right here. It
sound
says
super.
super fight number 2 Darren Branch versus James O'Brien, and wow, James O'Brien's competed in a shitload of Oh my God, this guy's competed in a lot of events, James. It's a wow. Oh my God, it's a.
can I just say,
It's a
Darren Branch
Yes.
is one of my favorite people that I've met while we've done this.
yeah, Darren's awesome.
He was all
Darren's
over the
awesome.
place at the competition.
It's impossible
Yeah.
not to like the.
Yeah, I love Darren. Darren's awesome. We got to get him more on here.
It's like when they asked.
I
if
think
they wanted to do-
I think every person we've had on here is awesome.
Oh yeah, everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the
Let's
good thing
name-
about jiu-jitsu.
Can you name everyone we've had on here?
Me?
Maybe.
Yes.
Cody?
Let's do a test. Let's do a test. We've had our first show was just us.
Yep.
Our second show was Tommy Costa.
Was that the
Right.
second or was that the third?
I think that was like number 5.
Yeah, it wasn't until later.
I don't
Who's
think
our
we can
first?
do it. I'm struggling
Wait,
right now.
I thought Tommy was the second guy.
I don't think. I don't even remember who the first guy was.
Wait, hold up. Or was it Isaac Ridley?
No. I'm saying like Isaac was 4, Tommy was 5, Bill Crawl was like 6. I don't even know, man.
Hold on, I got you. All right. Dan Swift was number 2. Remember the
Oh,
fight?
yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
Then Tommy.
Wow, I thought Dan was like, oh, then Tommy. See, Tommy wasn't number 5,
He was number 3.
Oh,
Then Darren.
and then Darren 4, and then Bill.
James. No, we had James
Oh,
Terlecki.
James Leggy, and then Mr. Brian Cowan jumped in.
Yep.
On that. Well, actually, Dustin jumped in with Darren too. So.
Yeah. That is right.
Hmm.
Isaac Gurley.
then- Isaac, and then was it Bill?
Yep.
Bill Crawl, and then was
Pablo?
Pablo.
It was the alien episode.
The alien episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
They-
yeah.
Rob
sent it on.
Sullivan's.
Yeah. Then was.
Then we had
oh,
Gabby Garcia in someone's backseat. Yeah,
That never happened.
That was the that was the call-in episode with Dan Swift and Brian Cowan.
Yeah, that was just the call-in. And then we had... What did we have
Dustin.
Stutzman on? No, we had Dustin again, right? We had Dustin again. He
Yeah,
did
we were
that
talking about the
announcement.
thing, and then we had
Then we had Stutzman.
we had
Right?
we had Dustin again, and Darren talk about the
That's
super
right.
fight, and
That's
then
right.
Naga post Naga.
And we had Jay came on. Right, Cody?
Who?
Jason. We had Jason come on.
From New York.
Oh
Justin.
yeah, that's right. Jay was on the call-in episode.
Yeah, Jay was on the call-in episode.
So that was on the second call-in episode.
Yeah, that's right. And then Gary, and then
I forgot when that was. It's like
Then we had Gary on, and then we had
Justin Hastings.
Mr. Justin Hayes, and we learned all about ice, which was super interesting. That was really
How shit
interesting.
works.
That was really interesting. And
now we're here today.
now we have back here today doing our.
And that is the history of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That is the rich history of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour. The
15 weeks.
And every time we add a week, I just think, wow, we made it 14
Yeah, I
weeks
know.
longer than I expected.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you know what's crazy? I got a lot of messages for videos of the AGC.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
a lot.
It's
My inbox blew up, and people were like, "Hey, can you give me that video? Can we give me that video?" I'm like, "Hey, the guys, I don't do any editing because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but Stephanie's doing all the editing, and he has classes, and
Yeah.
just hold
And
up.
college
and
is
we'll
more
have
important.
things.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll have. But you'll probably have everything this week, right, Stephanie's?
Yep. I'm gonna be as soon as we're done here tonight. I'm gonna be working on it. So
So you might have a couple pop up tonight. You think?
through the night.
Ooh.
So
Which ones are you? I like. You know what? I'd like to see that black belt match.
I'll
I
get
really
that
like
up
that black belt.
because there's only 4
I
super
really-
fights and then the black belt.
I
match.
really enjoyed that black. It was very technical, and I really enjoyed both those guys, Bill and Darren. That was a nice match. That was
Yeah. So hold on.
The other one that I'd like to request is Marcus and Alex Hardwood in
Oh,
the
yeah.
gi.
McGee. Yeah, I can get that
In
one.
the gi.
yeah. That was a nice one too. If we can get those tonight.
Both the gi and the no gi were really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both awesome. But I thought the gi was
And we were-
even
we
though
were-
he wasn't a finish.
As we were talking, we were stunned too as we were watching that. We were.
I can get all of Alex's matches up in like 5 minutes because that's about as long as they took.
Yeah, Alex's
Yeah.
were nice. That's it. Now, how do you do that? How do you put the commentary? How do you put that on there? What's
So
the process?
How do you
to
merge
that?
the
That
two?
sounds-
when we live streamed, it saves it directly to the computer. So there's one gigantic file that I have to dig through. Like I think it was like 6 hours of straight streaming that I have to go dig through and find stuff. And so I'll take the pieces out of that, and I have to take the pieces from both cameras, and I have to sync it up manually because there's really no way to take the information from 3 different places and then make it all work just with a click of a button. So I'll have to find the best angles for each part of the match and put that all together, and then I can export it as a video file and throw that up.
And we also had the female Pan Jiu-Jitsu champion versus the.
Female Pan Jiu-Jitsu champion.
They were both
yeah,
Pan?
that was the
Yeah.
next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were two of them.
And they met in the finals. It was the Greek girl.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa.
Demopoulos.
Yeah, the Greek girl.
Her car got
versus,
stolen.
Her what?
Her car got stolen
Her,
Sorry
her
to
car
hear
got
that.
stolen.
like 2
That
days
sucks.
ago.
That's what happens when you win championships. There's the haters.
Target.
The haters come for your car.
You got a car full of gold medals and people. Are gonna
That's what
steal it.
happens. Yeah. So, that sucks. That sucks for the soul sister.
All the matches, all the girls' matches were real good. That's why I wanted to show the girls off. That's why I made like the whole second part of the video.
And I was
the girls.
impressed with the young girl that jumped up to do
Was
the
her name
adults. Autumn, yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah,
really
she was
awesome
only
too.
15 years old.
She put in work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really intense before her matches. She did the whole Dan Severn.
Yeah.
I think she did the whole. That was really intense. That was intense. That's pretty awesome to see a girl that young step up and go against
All the
big
people in the
girls like
adult.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to see the Tom Cause match and Dan. That was a nice match, and I like to see that guy from Evolve again, Bukovich, where he goes against Gary, because I think he surprised Gary. I think he surprised
Yeah. Definitely.
surprised Gary because he got him with that anaconda, and he he had him in trouble there for a second. And then Gary had a nice move on him too, where he took his back off the.
It was
The
like
rolling
some.
back take.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
like
was a
really
back
weird.
take off the leg. You know, I actually thought he might have been going for a twister, but he used it to go for his back. So they had a nice match too. They had a.
If
they had a-
you know, if you stop halfway, you know that path leads to the twister, or you can just keep going and
yeah,
get to
and
the
then take
back.
the arm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I talked to Gary a little bit about that.
He showed that the night before too.
yeah.
I talked to him a little bit about that. He was like, "Yeah, that last match was weird because I was still in my ref mode, and then all of a sudden I'm escaping a head and arm choke, and then I don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden I'm awake." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, that was a nice match. That was it. And of course the Pablo and Gary match, that was awesome. That was
yeah.
spectacular. The standing ovation. That's another I want to request, the standing ovation match too.
I'll get
So
it.
you got a lot of requests coming at you.
Everything was quiet. That was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Everything was so
It
quiet.
was.
I noticed it.
Well, me and Cody were saying, we're like, I'm like, are we talking too loud or?
I
I
thought
couldn't
that I
hear
was
you
talking
guys.
too loud the whole time. I
Yeah.
felt like I had to whisper because nobody
Yeah,
was
it was-
making any
yeah.
noise at all.
I couldn't hear
It
you
was
guys.
very, it was very Pride Japan. It was very Pride
Yeah.
Japan. It was very.
The only
Pride
thing that we didn't have was the screaming announcer lady from.
Yeah. Takurama! I love that lady's voice. That was the.
We'll just
that
make
was-
walkout
You-
videos for the next one.
You can pay her to like record a voicemail on your phone. I
Really?
can't remember her name. It's like it's Lenny something. I can't remember, but she's got a website where you can pay her to record your voicemail.
That's pretty sweet. That's
It's worth it. We should have her record an intro to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour.
We could.
If somebody would like to buy that for us for our 50th episode anniversary, some listener out there, buy us an intro by the Pride Lady.
Well, technically,
Yeah,
episode 52, if we do this, if we don't take a break at all, it will be the 1 year. So
Yep, that would
True.
be.
Okay, we'll
be
do
awesome.
episode 52 then.
yeah. So
I just got a text from my wife. It's 11:05.
She's buying it for us?
No, she just texted. It's 11:05.
yeah, we're running kind of long.
Your hour's up.
Yeah. So we'll call it for now. We'll
Yeah, you got some editing to do. I expect to see some videos in a few hours.
yeah, there'll be videos up. Don't worry. I'll get them. I'll
Nice,
get them up
nice.
soon. And hopefully, I can make everybody happy. Certain person out there that keeps giving me crap for everything.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah?
I told everybody not to compete at a tournament, so we can't make the promoter of that tournament happy. So that's one person off our list.
Yeah,
well,
you
the,
pretty
and-
much,
and the
you
only
pretty much
reason I
X'd
say
that
that
out.
it's because there's a better, more organized, well-run tournament that same day in Morgantown, West Virginia. So
Yes, there is.
come get your round robin on in Morgantown.
Come get her on. Come get her on.
Or just save yourself for the next AGC.
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that Pittsburgh AGC. That's gonna be
Competing
I
both.
definitely want to call that. That's gonna be I like to see Ohio versus Pennsylvania Jiu-Jitsu. Maybe black belts. Their black belts versus the Pittsburgh black belts. That'd be nice to call those matches. I'd like to see that. Or whatever black belts across America want to join in. But I'd like to definitely see that. And all right, guys. Same bad time, same bad place, same bad YouTube.
Yep. We'll,
Now that we're on YouTube, we will see this in a little bit. That'll be awesome. And I will see you guys
next week.
next Thursday.
Yep.
So
Catch you guys later.
All right.
stay tuned. Peace.
Have a good night, everybody.